Oh, we're a little late. It is 6:02. We are calling this meeting to order. Today is January 13th. It is opening day of the legislature. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, thank you for joining us today's meeting, either in person or virtually. Please be advised that our meetings are being recorded for documentation and reference purposes. By continuing to be a part of this meeting, you consent to being recorded. If you have any concerns about being recorded, you need to take that up with the executive board prior to the meeting start. For those of you on Zoom at this time, it's for viewing only. We are working on an interactive Zoom as a hybrid, so we'll be able to do that. For everybody checking in, thank you. Today's agenda, we have packed it in for you per the usual. It is the beginning of the year, so Happy New Year. My name is Melissa Galarza. I am the chair of the LD12 Democrats. Today, I am joined with First Vice Chair Sherry Johnson, Second Vice Chair Marianne Wyke, right there, Treasurer Joe Seeley, at-large board member Jeffrey Tucker. On Zoom is Susie Thornton, who is our secretary. Oh, yes. Melanie Magasos is probably online as well. She's an at-large board member. And Nicole Braun, so we are excited. Lisa is not able to make it today. I don't know if she made it online. We are very excited to get started on this new year. We are going to be keeping it busy for the next 4 years, as you know. Your agenda, I won't go over it, is quite long and it's quite boring, but it's all on your tables. Everything that we discussed today will be on your table. It's printed. I keep it easy for you to take home with you in case you want to take it home. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with our land acknowledgement.
Okay, can I have everybody's attention and make sure we're quieting down, please? Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of indigenous nations that have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including the Akimal, O'odham, and Peeposh peoples of the past, present, and future for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history of forced removal resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. This history is important to all of us as a reminder not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence. And we're going to take a quick moment of silence in honor of President Jimmy Carter's passing, and also just to have thoughts and time holding space for the people who have lost their homes and lives in the fires in California. Thank you.
That's you. All right. Can you go one more? So we're going to get started. If there is anybody that is new to our LD, we'd like you to raise your hand. We're going to come around. We're going to give you a welcome packet. We just want everybody to introduce you. But one of the ways that this LD does amazing at fundraising is these amazing Bada Bing raffle baskets. QR codes, guess what? They're on your agenda, right on your tables. You could scan it here. They probably put it in the chat. And then if not, you can go see Joe over here. He'd be happy to help you out and to buy some raffle tickets. So we're going to go around, and I'd like to see who is new to the LD12 meetings. You're going to? Okay. Go ahead. Who's new? Raise your hand. We have a beautiful welcome packet for you. It has some powerful information in it. Gives you all the contact information.
Tell us your name and what city you're from.
Melissa, I'm from Tempe, Arizona.
Thank you for coming.
I'm Sharon from Tempe.
Sharon from Tempe.
Ron from Nawatuki.
On from Ahwatukee.
Oh, I'm Krista from Awatuki as well.
Krista from Ahwatukee. I'm lost.
Gabrielle, also from Awatuki. Amy from Awatuki.
Amy from Awatuki, sorry.
Nancy from Chandler.
Nancy from Chandler.
Trisha from Awatuki.
Trisha, Ahwatukee.
We have Cathy from Awatuki over here too.
Good evening, buenas noches. I'm Lisbeth from Tempe.
Any others? Any others? Okay. Did everybody get a packet that was new? Okay. Welcome, yeah. I'll let you.
Next, we're going to welcome any elected officials that we have present. If you will please stand up and we will recognize you. First, we have Judge Jennifer Germain, Santan Justice Court. We have Judge Sharon Sauls in the back. We have Nicole Gutierrez Miller from Tempe Union Governing Board. Barb Modson from Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. Allison Ewers, Tempe Elementary Governing Board. Armando Montero from Tempe Union Governing Board. Jacob, tell me. Jacob Marsden from Balls Elementary School District Governing Board. Sorry, not Marsden. What's your? We have Mayor Corey Woods from Tempe. Karen Lathan, Constable for University Lakes. Bridget Bellavina, Constable for Kyrene. Bunny Davis, Kyrene Elementary Governing Board. And Amy Satry from Kyrene Elementary Governing Board. Did I miss anyone? No? Awesome. Now, do we have any candidates in the house? We have, we'll get to you, Dave, when we have our forum. Karen Lathan for Constable, University Lakes, Jennifer Germain. Oh, she has her papers over there for you to sign if you live in that area. Judge Sauls is also running again for Kyrene Justice Precinct. And Jennifer Germain is running again for Santan. Is it Santan? San Marcos? San Marcos. And then Bridget Bellavina is also running again for Kyrene Constable.
Thank you. All right, I'd like to introduce our first guest speaker for the evening, Mayor Corey Woods.
All right, thank you.
He has some slides.
All right. All right, so once again, I always tell people that it's always good to give anyone in elected office guardrails to ensure we do not try to filibuster and go well over our time. So right now I'm looking at it 6:11 p.m. and they said 10 minutes, so 6:21 p.m. and I'm gone, I promise you. But with that said, I've actually got 10 slides. So the question of the evening is, can I get through 10 slides in 10 minutes? I think I can. So let's do this. All right. So what I was asked to talk about a little bit was some big things happening in the city of Tempe. I had an opportunity to give my State of the City address back on December 24th of last year. And I wanted to talk about just a couple of big things that happened, which will encompass a lot of what's happening in Tempe. So first of all, General Plan 2050. Now, this actually did not just happen recently, but it did happen in March 2024. This actually was an initiative. Every city in the state of Arizona has to put forward a general plan every 10 years that has to then go to the voters. And so our general plan, we were living under General Plan 2040. So of course we were working on now General Plan 2050. It's basically a planning document to ensure that you have enough housing, that you have enough green space, that you have adequate transportation, that the parks and all of the other things in your community are truly accessible to anyone who actually wants to live within your city. So our staff worked very hard on this plan, all of our urban planners, and they had over 40 neighborhood meetings. They would go to neighborhood associations, to homeowners associations, and just sort of general board and commission meetings to make sure that we were really hearing from everyone. And after that plan was worked on, and there were many modifications actually made by the residents who offered opinions, General Plan 2050 went to the voters back in March of 2024. And I'm very, very happy to announce that that plan passed with nearly 61% of vote from residents of the city of Tempe. The very important thing from my perspective, I could talk about a whole host of things, but let me just say two things very quickly. One, the plan was actually recognized by the planners who live here in Arizona, by the local planning association, for being truly exceptional. So I had an opportunity to go down to Tucson to watch people from my department get presented with an award for all the great work they did. So I'm always very happy to work with excellent people at the city of Tempe. We have over 1,700 incredible staff members that work hard on behalf of our residents every day. But the other thing I would say as well on this front is that this is a housing document for me primarily. We are anticipating an additional 72,000 people moving to the city of Tempe over the next 30 years. And we do not have enough housing now, and we would not have enough housing moving forward if not for plans like this. So this tells us what we need to do to get to that plan, but it also ensures that given that we know those folks are coming anyway, that we can actually do it in a responsible way that also protects and preserves the quality of life for the people who've called Tempe home for quite some time. So I'll skip forward to the next one here. Actually, we can go beyond that one too. See, look at that, skipping another slide. That was, I also just talked about that. That was the award ceremony where we actually got the award. Let's see, so next one. Aha! Tempe bond election 2024. See, once again, I even like out-talked my own slides here. So the Tempe bond election actually took place just this past November 5th. So this was really critically important because we actually had 3 bond questions on the ballot. They totaled $581 million that we were asking our residents for. I believe it was the biggest bond package in the history of the city of Tempe. Why was it so large? Well, there were 3 main components to that. Question 1 was primarily talking about roads and public safety. And I can tell you, for anyone who was on my campaign or worked with me, and I'm specifically looking at you, Janet Hamlin, we all know that the people that we talk to in all of the neighborhoods throughout the city of Tempe, I don't care if you were in North Tempe, South Tempe, East Tempe, West Tempe, the biggest thing those folks said was, what are you doing about the quality of the roads? We love the city of Tempe. We love the direction that things are going in. We think the city is well governed and well run. But at the end of the day, we've got to do something to get our roads back up to where they should be. And so that first question 1 was $301 million to address both roads and public safety. The main reason why, the initial street pavement acceleration program would have fixed every street in the city of Tempe, and we're 40 square miles landlocked, would have fixed everything by the year 2036. So how does that sound to you? Like all the streets will be fixed by 2036. Sound good? Yeah, I didn't think so. I figured that was the answer I was going to get. That was also the answer I got at pretty much every door that I knocked on during the course of my reelection campaign. So with the passage of that bond question, it means that now every street in the city of Tempe will be done in the next 4 years. That is a much better response. So, we estimate then by the beginning of 2029 that all 40 square miles of the city of Tempe will have their roads redone, including, of course, all of the streets in your neighborhoods. Because many times I would go to people's neighborhoods in South Tempe in 85284, and people would literally walk me from the front door down the driveway to the street and get on their knees and point to the cracks in the sidewalk and say, Mayor Woods, I love you. But we can't keep just simply filling potholes and filling cracks. At some point, you got to just resurface the whole street. So we listened. So with that said, a lot of these things come from, and I should say the other two questions were about historic preservation was question number 2, which actually had no tax impact at all. But it was primarily about preserving the historic spaces and places in the city of Tempe, because that's one of the things that our residents talk about all the time. We understand that growth will happen. We understand that progress has to happen. But what are we doing to actually protect the historic landmarks in the city of Tempe that really made the city of Tempe such a great place to begin with? Things like the Hayden Flour Mill as an example. I mean, that's where Mill Avenue got its name. It's the Hayden Flour Mill. So that question passed with over 70% of the vote. I should also note, question 1, which was the streets and public safety question, passed with over 77% of the vote, which was the biggest landslide we've gotten on a bond question in over 20 years. Question 3 was about affordable housing. It was the simplest and most straightforward question, which was the council is asking you to approve us asking for $32 million to create housing for our teachers and our service industry workers and our public safety responders. That question passed with over 68% of the vote as well. Three more minutes. So the question is, where do all these things come from? So of course, a lot of them come from us going out and knocking on doors and talking to residents and hearing what they say. But many times folks would say, well, Corey, that depends on which doors you knock on and what neighborhood you happen to be in. That could be purely anecdotal. Purely you didn't make a $581 million bond program based on just the doors that you happen to knock on during the course of your campaign. Of course not. It was the people that we talked to, but it was also our community survey. We've been doing the same survey for 27 or 28 years in a row. And that's where our residents also get an opportunity to tell myself and the city council what are their priorities and what would they like for us to address with real dollars and real resources. So just sort of telling you, that's where a lot of the decision making comes from. It's not because I walk into the office, whatever, and have all of these brilliant ideas. I have a good one every now and then. But most of them come from residents. Most of them are what residents approach me at Fry's or Safeway or at the drugstore or at a neighborhood park at Arts in the Park and say, Mayor, I think this is something that we should frankly consider doing. So I want to note, the best ideas come from all of you. So let's go one more forward from that one as well. Let's go forward from that too. Oh, that is fire station number 2. Which you will love to see when that actually comes around. It is a beautiful, beautiful fire station. I promise you. I talked to Chief Reese the other day. You will all get a tour if you want one. We can go for, that is actually right around Hardy and Southern, generally speaking. And last thing, this is just the Food City property that you can see on the right-hand side at Apache and Dorsey, which the city purchased for $10.6 million to create more affordable housing and to bring an affordable grocery store back to the residents along the Apache Boulevard corridor. It's one of the fastest growing parts of our city. It's also one of the historically Latino portions of our city near the Victory Acres neighborhood. And so the fact of the matter is those residents don't deserve to live in a food desert. They need to have fresh food and produce right in their neighborhood. So with that said, it is now 6:21, and the only thing I will leave you with before I go, because I'm at my 10-minute mark, and I apologize for having to run out. I've got one more event I've got to go to this evening, but of course I'm here with LD12 first, because I love you all. Just a quick note about Tempe Town Lake, and I'm going to sit down, because people many times will ask me, so there's a lot of conversation about Tempe Town Lake. There's a lot of conversation about Mill Avenue, and why is there so much conversation about this? What about all the other neighborhoods in different parts of the city? Here's the reason why. The downtown hub really is the biggest economic revenue generator for the city. We live off of sales taxes, property taxes, and bed taxes, which are basically hotel lodging taxes. So the Tempe Town Lake is an example. Over $5 billion of economic impact, 4 million annual visitors, 40,000 jobs around Town Lake and in the downtown, and over 35,000 places to live, and literally the highest real estate value in all of Greater Phoenix. So the taxes that are generated from all of the things going on in the downtown and on Tempe Town Lake is what pays for your human services, for the Hope team, our Care 7 team, our police department, our fire department, our people who pick up your trash and solid waste. So when we talk about those things, it's not because we're thinking about just simply what's going on in downtown. It's because those activities and the economic activity that go on down there is what funds the lifeblood of the city and all of the services that Tempe residents come to enjoy and frankly deserve. So with that said, I'm over now, but I'm going to stop. I will hand the microphone to you, Melissa. But if anyone ever wants to get a hold of me, as you know, feel free to drop me a text or an email. I'm always here to help you out. Thank you.
I'm only taking it because I want to say thank you to the mayor. I'm a Tempe resident. 85284 is my zip code, and my husband was probably one of the ones talking about cracks in the road. So
Melissa's going to come over here and do our next slide. But really quick, I wanted to apologize to Jacob George because I said the wrong last name from Ball School District. Sorry. Oh, 1 second.
I don't know. I forgot where we are. Yes.
Can I have my newly elected school board members please come up here? January is School Board Recognition Month, so we want to take a quick opportunity to congratulate all our newly elected or re-elected school board members within LD12. And then they're each going to have a minute to give us an update. Thank you guys. Tell us what they're working on, all that stuff. And then we just want to thank them for stepping out and holding the line there for volunteer jobs at the school board level, which are vitally important. First up, we have Nicole.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for all of the support. Obviously we didn't have an election in Tempe Union, so nobody got to actually vote for me, but I just want to thank you all for your encouragement, your signatures when we were in the signature gathering phase, just kind of, giving me advice and everything in between. And as far as this year is concerned, obviously I'm a new school board member, so I will be focused on figuring out what that means and how to govern. But in terms of our LD12 presence, we always understand here in LD12 the importance of local elections and how much they matter. And I've seen that in practice as we're going and knocking doors. We always work together. And so now that the rubber meets the road, I just want to encourage everyone to come to our meetings and share your perspective, or reach out to us individually if you have a concern, because local elections matter, like the school board matters. And so just reach out to us if there's something that we could do better. I'm absolutely open to that. And I think, now is where we kind of practice what we preach. So please reach out to me. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. And I will echo that. Please come to our meetings. We get lonely sometimes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Armando Montero. I just got reelected to my second term on the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board. And I will echo really everything Nicole said. I can't thank you enough for all of your support here in LD12. Your guys' support and attention to school boards has been incredible. I think school boards are sometimes overlooked. And I'm sure everybody here could agree it's not the easiest position to govern on, but to have your all's support and encouragement, especially these past 4 years, has been incredible. I know personally, especially as somebody who started this journey when I was 18 years old, having your support and encouragement has been fantastic and allowed me to put our head down and do the work. And I don't think I've had the chance to share this with you all if you haven't seen it on social media, but because of that, Tempe Union, for the first time in our district history, has a straight A report card for every single one of our schools in the district. And a lot of that is in part from all of you, because you all are incredible supporters of our public schools, and we couldn't do this without all of you. So thank you so much.
Hi, I just want to thank you all very much for your wonderful support for this independent woman who wanted to run for school board after being a teacher herself and a lawyer for Tucson Unified School District. This is sort of my dream, and you helped me achieve it. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Just want to leave this. I have a pin that I'm wearing now. Okay, so I'm a child of the 60s, and there are people in here who understand what that means from experience. this little pin, I'm going to wear it all the time when I'm out and about. It says, "Have fun storming the castle." Okay? From the Princess Bride? Yeah, from the Princess Bride. Because I know that Kyrene and our public elementary schools and high schools as well, we're under attack, guys. You know that. And public education is the heartbeat of this nation. And if you want to get involved and make a difference, this is where you really need to show up. And we can't abandon our public schools like they've been abandoned and still hope to have a vibrant democracy. So if you want, come and support us. Be there when we need help talking to our community. And I hope I know Amy and Cedric and Kevin and Trina. We all believe in the public schools being an expression of the community. So strong public schools are going to make strong community. So let's go out there and storm the castle. Have fun doing it. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm so happy to be here and I'm so excited. And I just want to thank you for your support and your time, your encouragement, your reassurances, which I'm sure as many of you know I needed. You know, I sometimes think of that phrase, be the change you want to see in the world. And when I look at all of you, that's us. We're doing it. We're being the change. And I'm so proud to be a part of that. So thank you so much. Also, I wanted to mention that Kyrene School District is looking to form a long-term committee. So if you want to support your schools, maybe contribute to that, let me know and I'll let you know how you can sign up. So thank you again, guys.
I'm Barb Mosden, and I'm from the Chandler School District. I was reelected to my 5th term. Yes, I am crazy. But there's a lot. I truly appreciate everyone's support here. I know that only a small portion of LD12 is in the Chandler School District, but during the campaign and everything, there were so many volunteers that came out to help canvass voters in the LD12 portion of the Chandler School District, and I truly appreciate that. A lot of things are going on, and as it was said earlier, our schools are under attack, and we are looking at the Prop 123, which is the land trust money for schools, is sunsetting in a year, and the legislature truly needs to fix this and make sure that schools don't have that funding interrupted. And so keep an eye on the legislature. There should be some bills coming through with that, and we need to make sure that we hold our legislators accountable for supporting our schools. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Allison Ewers from Tempe Elementary School District School Board. I was just elected the president, and yay. It really means nothing, actually, because all 5 of us have equal power, and I'm grateful for that because I have one of the coolest boards in the United States of America. So I'm grateful. I live on this little desert. I wanted to say that I don't like to speak unless I'm giving some information that you all need to know. Something Nicole had said was that we want feedback. We need to know what you want to know. We need to hear your voices. We need to stand up for your kids. But it's important to understand that there's a thing called the open meeting law for school boards and for school board members. And that means that when you email us, we will not be emailing you back. And there's several reasons for this. And a lot of it is legal, but a lot of it is probably the right thing to do. But I can tell you right now that every single person that's here does read their emails. They do check their texts. And if they don't answer you back, it does not mean that you're not heard. And I can we can guarantee them 100% you're going to be heard. If you email us, if you come to our meetings and you get up to speak and you get your 3 minutes or 2 minutes or the fire alarm. Oh my, there's no fire, I hope. Is it like a defibrillator? Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting. Woo! Who knew that my speech was going to come with sound effects? That's exciting. Woo! Anywho, if you come to our meetings and you speak to us and you see a poker face, it's because we have to be those people. Do we want to be those people? Not necessarily, but we are those people. So just know that you are heard and that we're doing our job correctly. So we ask for respect on that. Second, if everybody could put their hand on their shoulder, right here, everybody do this, okay? And I want you to all pat yourself on the back because you got incredible school board members elected. But not only did you do that, you helped give us the full package to go forward and against the pressure that we're getting to weaken our public school system. You single-handedly elected Senator Epstein. You single-handedly elected Senator Kuby. You single-handedly elected Representative Travers. You single-handedly elected Representative Contreras. And some of you in a little pocket, De Los Santos. So I just have to thank you because today we were guests down, thank you, Senator Epstein, at the Capitol. And I looked around and I thought, how fortunate is Ahwatukee, Tempe, Phoenix, Chandler right now that we have people who have our back, right? And you made that happen for us. And there's not a lot of other stuff that was so great about this election, but you deserve to take 100% of the credit for making this package for our kids, for our future work. So thank you. And my little son will say thank you to you too.
I just wanted to quickly point out Tempe Elementary and Tempe Union had their swearing in ceremonies last week, but Kyrene has theirs tomorrow at 6 p.m. and Chandler has theirs Wednesday at 7 p.m. So you're welcome to come to those and congratulate them there and see them get sworn in.
Thank you. Okay. Next up is upcoming events. Marion's right there. She's going to talk about one of our featured upcoming events. But on the back side of your agenda is a list of all of our events. We have Dems and Donuts coming up. We have Watering Hole Wednesday. These two events happen every single month. So I wanted to take a shout out to our Watering Hole Wednesday at Bogies. We have a really good time. You're going to meet like-minded people, everybody in here. We're going to have some food, drinks, and it's a really great social time to get to know people outside of these meetings, okay? And on that, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for making the change to the monthly meeting. We've decided to hold the meeting earlier at 6, starting at 6 p.m., ending at 7:30 to allow us more social time at the end. I felt like I was rushing you guys out because the facility has to close down at 8:30. So thank you for making the change because I feel like it's the time that we need after the meeting to be able to socialize and talk with our peers because we have a great time. We're a good group of people. So we have all of the events that are listed up there, and then Marion's going to talk about our upcoming featured event. Is everything going on there? I don't know. Some kids must be playing outside.
Hello. And if you basically, I hope you had a great time at the our Christmas party. And if you left something, I have a bag of things over there. Okay. So if you think, hey, I didn't get my wino pruner or anything, please see me afterwards. Now, the next event, which is even more awesome, Decadent Delights. Why is it more awesome? Because of the fact that it helps our LD12. It is the largest fundraiser for LD12. So that's why we need you to buy tickets and right over where Joe is, see the nice little Decadent Delights QR code. In addition, it's right in the middle. And the way this fundraiser works is people not only donate Decadent Delights, which is fudge, cookies, but they also purchase a ticket. So you can either one or the other or both, okay? If you would like to, say, hey, I can't make it on February 22nd, then there's a form right in front of you to donate a Decadent Delight. And I see a lot of people that already have signed up, and I appreciate that. But if you haven't, you can go ahead and do it right now, today, or use the QR code, but I made it real easy. All you have to do is sign up and leave it on the table for me, okay? And next, right over there and in the middle is to get a ticket. It's $25 per person for the ticket, and I hope to see you all at my house, which is where the Decadent Delights will be. We will have a special guest to be announced. It may be Corey Woods. It may be Ruben Gallego. It may be Katie Hobbs. We are confirming that, but because of security reasons, we cannot tell you who it is until closer to the date. So again, I hope that you'll participate and make this successful because those funds are definitely needed to continue our fight. Thank you. Was that 2 minutes?
Oh, yep, perfect. Okay, we're gonna make a couple changes to the agenda order as we're going along in the meeting. Don't forget to buy your raffle basket tickets. Joe will be happy to help you, and the QR code is on the table. We're gonna go to calls to action. I know, we're gonna skip around, so there you go. Okay, we have a few calls to action. One is we need somebody to give or lead our Dems Give Back. So that what it does is this lead is going to find some organizations in LD12 and then collect the items so that we can give them back to the community. So we're looking for somebody to lead the Dems Give Back. And it doesn't have to be like, we could do a park cleanup. We can go and help. I think we helped paint houses one time. What? Yep, anything. So we can do, there's lots of things. And so we're looking for somebody to lead that because we always want to continue to give back to the community that we all live in. The other thing is we're looking for somebody to lead our, what we call the Hospitality Welcome Committee. That's the people that sit at the front. They're going to make sure that we have sign-in sheets, name tags, the welcome packets, anything that's related to the main entrance. So if you're interested in leading that as well. And when I say lead that, you're going to lead it with us, but I'm not just going to hang out to dry. You know that. The other is we need a technology meeting equipment assistant. So Bridget over here has agreed to help us with all of our equipment. A lot of this takes a lot of time and effort to set it all up as a hybrid so that those people on Zoom can hear us and be with us. And she needs somebody, and we also want to make sure we have a backup person in case one person is out so that we're not left stranded or Melissa's computer didn't want to work today. So I'm so glad that we had Andy's because mine did not want to work at all. So we really need somebody to help with that, the screen, the projector, all of that stuff. And then also we really need to set up letters to the editor. This can be done on Zoom. We're looking for somebody to lead it. Sherry will be happy to meet with somebody to tell you letters to the editor are extremely important, especially right now. People read them. We respond to other people that have posted stuff. So we don't want that misinformation getting out there. So we need to be reading those and responding. So if anybody's interested in any of these, please let Sherry know, and we'll, have some coffee and we'll talk about the positions. Next up, we'll go to the next slide. I'd like to talk about our small business, blue business spotlight for the month that I put into the newsletter. So Melissa, you want to stand up? Melissa over here is the owner of Drink Me Tea Room. Okay. Drink Me Tea Room is located at Warner and McClintock. It is, I should let Sherry talk about it because she just went there and had a wonderful experience. And we're looking to do more events and outreach there. And like I said, if you know a blue business, a small business in LD12, please let us know.
Thank you. Yes, Melissa, I told her already, we went yesterday as a birthday gift to one of our friends. We dressed up with hats and everything. We did the whole tea experience. The food is fantastic. The tea is so good. Gluten-free, vegan, everything was adorable. They do a different theme every month. The decor in there matches whatever the theme is. The food selections go along with it. It's really awesome. So thank you so much for opening up that business for us to be a part of. We're being very, very mindful about where we spend our money, and we want to support blue businesses. So please take time to go see Melissa. They also have a store, like a storefront next door where you can just go pick up tea. Can you get the food also? Also cookies and treats at the storefront. So you don't have to do the whole tea experience if that's not your thing, but you can go pick things up and bring them home also. Warner and McClintock. It's in the Garcia's Plaza. Yes, thank you so much, Melissa. All right, next up, we are going to talk about the state committee meeting that is coming up on Saturday. Really quick, if you're a state committee member, will you please just stand up? All right, thank you guys. These are our newly elected state committee members. We have 84, and we will be hearing from the chair candidates this evening. But first, we just wanted to go over a little bit of information. You guys can sit back down. Thank you. Nicole is going to give us some info.
First, on a call to action, we are also looking for, I guess I'm looking for people to help me start a podcast for LD12. So if anybody is interested in assisting or has technology expertise in that area, please see me afterwards. But congratulations to all 84 state committee members that were elected in our reorg meeting. This is a significant achievement, and your role is essential to the success of the Arizona Democratic Party. And as the governing body of our party, the state committee holds authority over the actions of other committees and plays a vital role in shaping our collective efforts. We cannot stress enough the importance of attending meetings to ensure your voice and your vote are represented. If you are unable to attend these meetings, please make arrangements to secure a proxy. So there's a meeting coming up this Saturday, January 18th. It's the ADP reorg meeting. We have candidates here who are going to talk in a bit. If you cannot attend that meeting and you need a proxy form, we have them here. So make sure that you pick one up. They are due by Wednesday. So they have to be turned in by Wednesday. To help ensure and prepare you for the responsibility of being a state committee member, we will hold an LD12 meeting this Thursday at 6 p.m. to discuss the logistics of being a state committee member. This is going to be via Zoom. ADP will also hold a meeting this Thursday. If you attended on Sunday, that it's the same meeting for them. You can attend either one. We don't care. We just encourage you to attend the meeting because they're going to be hosting one. Whatever suits your needs, attend one. But please don't hesitate to reach out to us because we're going to go into it a little more detail for LD12, like the expectation of attending, and if you can't, what it means to be a state committee member and how important that is to our LD12. We, as Sherry stated, we have 84 state committee persons here elected. That's quite a bit. I think almost the most. Do we have the most? We might have the most. We have the most. So yes, we do. We have the most. So our votes matter. Our voices matter. And we, like we said earlier, we are the governing party of Arizona's Democratic Party. So please be sure to attend if you can or get a proxy if you cannot. Okay. If you have questions, please see myself or and we will be happy to assist you with that.
Next up, we're going to call up the candidates for Arizona Democratic Party Chair. We have invited Yolanda Bejarano, who is the current chairwoman. Robert Branscomb is a candidate. Dave Braun is another candidate. Nicholas Mink is a fourth candidate. And Cathy Ransom is on her way, so hopefully she'll get here soon. If you guys will come up, we have some questions for you all. welcome our ADP Chair candidates. We are going to give the candidates 90 seconds to do their opening remarks. Then we will ask a few questions from the board. Those responses will be 1-minute answers. And then depending on time, we will let you do closing statements.
Hello, LD12. So great to be here with you all. I'm Yolanda Bejarano. I'm running for re-election as chairwoman of the Arizona Democratic Party. Now, I know that the election results were not what we wanted, but there are some bright spots. We had Ruben Gallego, now United States Senator. We passed Prop 139. Those are huge. And that is because of the work that everyone in here did. We did so much work, and I know that right after the election, there was a lot of heartbreak, a lot of, it was just, didn't want to get out of bed. I'm sure many of you, or if we were going through the 5 stages of grief. It was a tough election. And I will, I think there are a lot of hot takes out there about what happened. I would argue that it was a truncated election. Kamala Harris did not have enough time to get her message out. The economic message that she was putting out was a little confusing. It was about a, opportunity economy. And I think, we need to be more aggressive and more clear, more simple in our economic message. And our economic message needs to be at the front and center of everything we do going forward in order to bring back people. There's going to be an opportunity now with Trump and Elon Musk trying to reinstate their tax breaks for billionaires and doing their budget that includes cuts to Medicaid, that includes increasing the age to qualify for Social Security. I mean, it's just insane. And so we're going to have an opportunity to show people what the Republicans are doing to hurt their pocketbooks. We have to lead with an economic message, and I believe that we can win a Democratic majority going forward. So how do we do that? We focus on voter registration. How much time do I have? Was it just the 1 minute? Oh my God. Okay, I think I'm over. Okay. Well, I'll just wrap it up and I'll just wait for questions. As state party chair, we have to keep a coalition together. I have to raise money. I was able to raise $7.8 million. And when I first ran for chair, I was told, people would tell me, you don't know how to raise money. You can't do that. But I worked 40 hours or more a week on the phones, talking to people, bringing money in to Arizona. And I was able to invest $475,000 into our county parties to keep them open so they can run their programs, so they can print their literature, to do their candidate recruitment, all of the pieces that are super, super important. I think, we have an opportunity to win big, and I humbly ask for your support as chairwoman of the party. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Branscomb, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to show you my problem-solving skills by turning off the alarm in the back there. Thank you. I am presently the vice chair of the Arizona Democratic Party. The reason I'm running is this. I look back in my life and I see all the opportunities that I've been given, and a lot of those opportunities because of Democratic policies. I went to college, had a Pell Grant, got an opportunity to work and have protection while I'm at the workplace. I have an opportunity to stand before you right now and speak. And I cherish that opportunity. But one thing we can't forget is that it was said once, the real thing of not succeeding is to quit. And we're not quitters in the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, we have to get back to our roots. We have to get back to talking to our base, like all of you did in here, because I got to congratulate you. You did a fantastic job of getting everybody elected, but we at the Democratic Party should use this as a model of how to do it, right? We should use this as a model of how to do it. Also, people are expecting us to fight. We got to get there and fight. And we need a voice at the state party to do that. I promise to be present. I promise to be there to initiate that fight, to help get the narrative that we talk about, because that narrative should come from people in this room, the PCs. And the PCs will bring that back to the state committee people, who are the state party. who brings that back up to the top so we can formulate that message and bring it back down so people can understand, because we're talking about the same thing they're talking about. We need more transparency. We need to be able to communicate better. We need to support our rural communities. So we're in for a fight. We have to defend Arizona in 2026. We've got the governor. We're going to have a lieutenant governor. We've got the Secretary of State. We've got the Attorney General. We have all the House of Representatives. We have a fight, and we got to be ready for it, and we have to prepare for that. So I'm asking for your vote so I can help lead that fight to be your voice. And so I ask you to roll up your sleeves, get ready. If you got to turn the key off every now and then or turn the alarm off to be problem solving, we're going to do that. But I'm in it with you, and I appreciate you, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you very much.
My name is Dave Braun. First, let me just advise you, I'm an attorney and a very active Democrat. I've been a PC and a committee person probably for the last 40 years in Arizona. Before that, in fact, I served as a lower court judge here in Arizona for 12 years. I do have a one-page throwaway that I put on the tables, and you should be able to pick up copies of them. If not, make sure you contact me. I'll remain after we speak at your social hour and pass out the paperwork. Anyway, the reason I'm running is, frankly, in 2024 on Election Day, we got whooped. We lost the state of Arizona by about 5.5%. We lost 3 additional seats in the state legislature. We're going backwards. I don't know what your perspective may be, but I don't think the state party did its job. As a political organization, our job is to win elections. You can't make social policy, you can't make law that's good for the citizens of Arizona without winning elections. If you choose me, we'll start winning elections. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Nicholas Mink, and I decided to try to run for chair of the Arizona Democratic Party because I just wanted to be straightforward and talk about things that I don't see fully talked about in these forums. I felt compelled to try to share some of my ideas. I'm working class. I've worked since I was 16 years old. I wasn't born in Arizona, but I've lived here since I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I'd like to think I qualify somewhat. I got involved politically. I've always been interested in politics, but I really got involved in 2016 when I saw a corrupt, arrogant, ignorant fool systematically sidestep and break our checks and balances one by one by one. I learned politics through the destruction, systematic destruction of our democracy. We're kind of standing at the precipice of that right now. Moving forward, we need, as a party, to be strong and united behind our values. There's a war going on in our party right now as to where the future of our party is going to go. There's a lot of people, a large organized effort to move our party further to the right. A lot of people think that we lost due to sticking too closely to a few held values, but I think that we didn't stick closely enough to our values. So that's why I'm deciding to run.
Okay, if all 4 of you can come up front here, we will do some questions and answers. Again, we'll give you 1 minute to respond to the question. Let's go in opposite order of introductions for this first question, which is, what new strategies or approaches would you implement if elected to ensure the successful election of Democrats in the upcoming midterm elections? 1 minute.
Well, several things. I'll try to squeeze it in as quickly as I can here. I would get far more aggressive in our messaging. There were tons of places that we had to attack the Republicans that we just left on the table last time. That's not something that I would take. I would do my best to set up new forces of media, podcasts. I like the idea of the podcast that was brought up earlier. That's a fantastic idea. I would also do my best to connect to existing people. Part of the ways that Republicans gained so much power and prominence is they plugged in with people like Joe Rogan, who has one of the largest podcast platforms on earth. So I think just creating new forms of media, while useful, and I want to do that, isn't enough. We have to connect to already existing popular people in this new media space and do our best to make our message through that. And beyond that, I would do our best to run candidates in every seat that we possibly could and to expand our organizing apparatus as a whole. And with that, I think I'm good.
So how would I win in 2 years? Well, I think we all know how campaigns are run and how parties actually win. They raise a lot of money and they respond and compete on every race, on every issue, using every technology that's possible. We go on X, we go on Joe Rogan. I have no idea why Harris did not go on Joe Rogan. It was a mistake from my perspective. We have to be aggressive. For years, it seemed like we're playing by the Marcus of Queensberry rules, and the other side is, hitting below the belt. Well, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to compete, and we're going to compete for every legislative seat. Thank you.
The way we're going to win next year is on the ground. We have to make sure that we're talking to our constituents so we can find out what motivates them to come out and vote for us. And I think we lost that opportunity. We lost the opportunity because we were trying to inform them what they should be concerned about instead of what they were concerned about to tell us, okay? We also missed a great opportunity to involve our youth, right? Turning Point USA is out there. They're trying to recruit the youth and do all this stuff because, I'm an old guy. I'm 62 years old, right? I've lived my life, but we have to turn it over to the youth. And if we don't empower them to get out and help us get this message out, then we're going to die off, right? So that's number one. Number two is we have to have a state party that's organized to be fight. I thought you just cut me off. Okay, we're going to do that fight, right? So that's just the two things I can say right now we need to do. We need to get back to our grassroots and involve our youth. Thank you.
Robert, you're 62? Did you say 62 or 52? Wow. I did not, I would never have guessed that at all. Okay. First thing is to do a listening tour across the state. At the end of 2024, we did town halls across every single county in the state. They were very successful. We brought people in, people that have never been involved in politics. They came out to listen to the candidates and came out to listen to our program. And that's number one. But this is going to be a listening tour. Me listening. Adrian Fontes likes to say, just go out there and get yelled at, which he's going to come and do that with me. And we're going to do that. That's number one. Second thing is to implement a statewide voter registration plan. We tried to do that in 2023, 2024. It was a very expensive efforts that did not yield very many results. This time, I want to try to do it like collecting signatures for a proposition. I think we can get there if we get buy-in from folks across the state. So another piece is training. We're going to bring everybody into a statewide training, bring in chairs, vice chairs, to learn how to run your party, learn how to fundraise, learn how to, put together a brainstorm on voter registration as well to get the buy-in. So those are three things.
Okay, we'll start with you, Yolanda, and make our way back down this way. How do you plan to actively engage young Democrats and progressive groups in meaningful discussions to help advance the goals and vision of the party?
As state party chair, I don't know if I'm making that noise or, oh, okay, okay, oh, no, that's okay. As state party chair, I've met with so many of the youth groups, and they have been asking for resources, and and what they mean is they need money. And so I plan on investing in them. Tomorrow I have a meeting with the Keep Arizona Blue coalition that I had to move from last week. And then on Thursday, I'm meeting with the Young Dems again, and, listening to what they have, what they need. I can't go talk to youth. I mean, I was at ASU, U of A, NAU, MCC, but people want to hear from their peers. So we're going to be listening some more and helping the young people implement a strategy, as well as with our new DNC chair, who I've been talking to the candidates that I know pretty well, that are state party chairs across the country, and they believe in investing in youth. So it's going to come from the top as well. Thank you.
So for the youth, as a youth, I hope that I know a little bit. Oh, has my time started? Okay. Staring at that. Okay. So I'd like to think I know a little bit about engaging the youth. One of the things that I think really disengaged people is the feeling that we have stepped away from a lot of the values that we hold. I don't think that's actually true, mind you, but part of that is a failure in messaging, and part of it is a need to actively defend things. There are some policies we've stepped back on. Immigration is one of these that we've stepped back on, and I would plan to put forward a more firm defense of what I believe are our genuine democratic values. I would do my best to engage young organizations like the Young Democrats. I would love to have conversations with them. I'm a member myself, the Maricopa County Young Democrats. I would do my best to use advice, policy decisions, things like that. I myself am very young. I'm going to use the advice of a lot of people. And I think that's everything I got. Thank you.
Well, at one time I was a young Democrat, in fact, a while ago. Part of getting any involvement from participants, and I'm sure you guys as leaders here in Tempe realize this, is you basically have to ask people. So often we don't really ask people to get involved. And it's a valuable resource that we fail to exploit, we fail to use. It's important that we do the outreach to younger Democrats to get them involved in party activities. Otherwise, parties die. When there's controversies over various topics, over the Palestinian issue, we have to have a big tent and welcome all sorts of views, even views that we may not personally agree with, into a democratic campaign situation. Thank you.
I agree with what's been said so far, but the one thing is missing is empowerment. We have to empower the youth. They have to be in a position to, at the table, to express themselves, and then we have to turn around and say, okay, you can go out and do that. We've got to support them on that. We know we all were young before, except for a few of us in the back, that our parents were doing the same thing to us. And we're talking about, well, we want to do this, we want to do that, okay? It's all good to be at the table, and it's all good to have all the money, but if we don't give them the ability to go out and execute it, then we're failing them. We're definitely failing them. So once we can do that and attract the youth and let them know that they do have a true voice and a voice that matters, and, trial and error. Sometimes you have to go out there and see if it works. If it doesn't work, come back and let's try it again. Let's revamp it. Let's rewrite it. Let's redo it to see if it does work, because we can't give up on them. But also, they have to respect that we've traveled that road before, and we have some wisdom that we want to give them and take that wisdom back with them so they can move on. Thank you.
Cathy, really quick, Cathy, let's give you a minute to introduce yourself. Cathy Ransom is joining us, and then we'll repeat the question for you.
Thank you.
I am Cathy Ransom. I just flew in from Cottonwood, almost literally, but not quite. It's so great to see all of you here. Thank you so much for being interested in this. I think this is a really important decision that we are making for our party, and that's why I'm running for the chair. I have been involved in Democratic organizing since 2016. I did not think that Donald Trump could win then, but I thought if I don't do something to ensure he can't win, I will never forgive myself if he does win. And so I knocked on a couple hundred doors that year. My daughter was 12, so I could leave her alone at home. Now she drives me for my canvassing. It's awesome. I ran for the state legislature for LD1, a very red district, in 2022. We ran a slate of 3 candidates. It was the first time in anybody's memory that that had happened. Our goal was to peel off 5,000 votes that Republicans had gotten in the past, and we did that. And we made our Republican opponents talk about water, talk about public school funding, talk about the environment, and that was the year, of course, that Roe fell, so we made them talk about that. And I'm gonna now answer the question about engaging the youth.
I'll repeat it for you. How do you plan to actively engage young Democrats and progressive groups in meaningful discussions to help advance the goals and vision of the party?
I live with a 20-year-old right now, so she engages me every day. And we have to ask them, somebody said we need to ask them. We also have to listen to those answers, and we have to trust their wisdom. I was at an event a couple nights ago, and somebody popped up and said, hey, here's what we're doing for Plan B. Go to Costco, buy Plan B. A 20-year-old raised her hand and said, no, it's not called Plan B. It's called My Plan, or you're going to pay twice or 3 times as much. The 70-year-old person contradicted her. We have to listen to them. They know stuff, and they know what their peers want. Should we have something like a youth council or a youth caucus? I would rather have them spread through all of the caucuses so that they're represented throughout the entire organization than stuck in a room. That way they have power, and we have to give them that. Thank you.
Okay, last question is, reflecting on the last election, what lessons have you learned and what changes would you recommend to enhance our effectiveness moving forward?
There are a lot of lessons to be learned. I think, doing more of the traditional organizing, on the ground organizing, year-round organizing, that is something that is missing, and that is one of my plans to implement in this year, starting early. Also, having more town halls across the state and having them be issues-based town halls to educate folks about what the Trump administration, what Elon Musk are doing to hurt our families. And, I think it's bringing in more people by going to places that we don't normally go. I went across the entire state this past cycle, talking to folks everywhere, and we would hear it all the time. Even though I was there, people would say, Democrats are never here. I'm like, we're here. But, I think we just need to do it more and more and more and be very consistent and be very aggressive. So thank you.
I also agree. I think that messaging is incredibly important. In terms of the lessons that I learned from this election, I think the thing that I learned is that we need to hold strong in our values. In this last election, Donald Trump ran around doing some of the craziest, most psycho things imaginable, and he won. He won. Democrats, we historically have this sort of searching mentality of what policy do I need to pick in order to win. I think that's a failed thing. I think we need to promote people that believe in what they believe and do what they do. I think that this whole consultant speak avenue of trying to, hash out the best candidate is exactly why people feel like they can't trust us. And I think that needs to change.
Okay, let me tell you exactly what I'm going to do in 2026. We've got 3 candidates, 4 candidates probably in reference to the governor, attorney general, secretary of state, probably a good candidate for public instruction. I'm not worried about them. They're all going to run their own campaigns. They're going to raise their own money. What I, as your chairperson, is going to spend my time doing is getting 90 candidates running for every seat in the state legislature and supporting those people. We're going to activate Democrats up and down the state. We're going to go after the Republicans. We're going into attack mode. That's what I wrote about in this letter. We're going to attack them in every venue that's possible, attack their bad ideas, and then we'll win.
I'm running on a platform of messaging, strategy, and communication. How satisfied were you on those 3 topics in 2024? Crickets, right? We need to do better. We have got to do better. When I ask you, what do Democrats stand for? If you have an answer to that, come and see me after this, because I've been asking people this for months now. Nobody has a short, sweet answer. Republicans will tell you, make America great again. We need our catchphrase. It's clear and concise. A friend of mine had a good one recently. He has a marketing background. He said, for the people. I like that. Democrats are for the people. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, because I don't want it to just be me deciding. I want to bring together a group of people that represents all of our demographics, and we pick that top message, and then we start building from there. Thank you very much.
Once again, sit. I don't know, am I touching the wrong button? Okay. The things that I've learned from this election is that we need to support each other better. From the rural communities to here in Maricopa County, we need to get our base back together. We lost because not everybody that was a Democrat came out to vote, and we need to figure out that why. Okay, we're outnumbered, and so we just can't do it by ourselves. We have to have a universal message. It doesn't have to be a Democratic message. It has to be a universal message to drive the independents and the moderate Republicans out, right? We also have to make sure that we are ahead of the message. As Cathy was saying, what was that term? Of the people, for the people, for the people. I want to label the Republicans of the robbing Peter to pay Paul party. Right? That's what they're doing, right? They just robbing from one to give to the other. We define ourselves, and we need to take the processes that you have here and get that across the state, because this is a winning prospect that happens here at LD12. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for being here. We'll give you 30 seconds to give us a really quick wrap up for yourself, and then we'll move on.
Yep. 30 seconds. All right. I'm Yolanda Bejarano. I'm from rural Arizona, a tiny rural community of 400 people. My dad was a farm worker, my mom was a homemaker, and it's because of the Democratic Party that I was able to go to public schools. It's because of the Democratic Party that my mom was able to become a U.S. citizen, and my father as well. I have been endorsed by Senator Mark Kelly, Senator Ruben Gallego, Governor Katie Hobbs, Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, Attorney General Chris Mays, Representative Grijalva, Stanton, and who am I missing? Yasemin Ansari. So these are leaders that want me to lead the party, to continue to lead the party, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Well, my name is Dave Braun. I've written out a letter for you people, which describes a great deal of the areas that I want to pursue. I will tell you the fact that there are 5 people running for this position indicates that a lot of Democrats are really dissatisfied with the way the party ran the races in 2024, and they deserve to be. We got whooped. I won't let you get whooped.
My name is Nicholas Adrian Mink, and I want you to vote for me for Arizona's next Democratic Party chair because I want to revisit the roots of the Democratic Party. Go back to worker-centric messaging at the times of FDR, where we really pushed policies that helped everyday people, where we weren't afraid to yell at people doing bad things to people, where we weren't afraid to call a spade a spade. And that's why I want you to vote for me. Thank you.
My name is Cathy Ransom, and I want to be the next chair of your Democratic Party for the state of Arizona. I look around this room and I see people ready to do work. You just need leadership. Every 2 years, the state party turns over the leadership of our campaigns to the coordinated campaign, and that needs to stop happening. We need to be boots on the ground before they even get here, and then we go, get on board. I've got 5 seconds left. I'm going to repeat my name. I'm Cathy Ransom, and I would like to be your next chair.
Again, my name is Robert Branscomb, and I want to be your next chair of the Arizona Democratic Party. The people who are going to decide the next chair are in this room, who are state committee people. You have the power because you are the state committee. I want to be your voice. I want to be the one that leads the charge. I want to help organize the rural communities, to the Maricopa County, to the big cities. Okay, we need a leader who could be out front, who help lead the messaging. It's always about messaging. Okay, I have a plan. I have a 30, 60, 90-day plan to do that. So I want to be your next chair, and I want to be your next voice and your next face of the party. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time. You can find their bios on the ADP State Committee website, along with everybody else that's running for the various other positions. Thank you guys so much. Quick reminder, Bada Bing tickets, last call to purchase. We have Salad Supreme and It's for the Birds. I'm going to call up our Senator Epstein if she wants to give us a quick update about opening day.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitzi Epstein. I'm your state senator. Thanks to you and all the hard work that you've done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Today was opening day. We heard from our Democratic governor talk about some really important things, some middle of the road things, talked about the border, that of course Democrats care about the border and stopping fentanyl at the border. She talked about how, we have stopped millions and millions of fentanyl pills at the border, and we can step that up. So let's remember that Democrats are also concerned about the border, as our governor reminded everybody. But what was much more important in the big finish to her speech was all about how we've got to rein in ESAs. We cannot be fettering away people's money. It matters what kids learn, and we are not going to put up with kids learning that the earth is flat. We are not going to put up with buying a grand piano for one student. We want taxpayers to get their money's worth, and we want to make sure that kids are learning things that are true, and that kids are learning how to get along with each other, not how to be segregated from each other. So it was a great speech. I hope you'll listen in. And now the legislature is ready to go. We start tomorrow. I'm going to be on the Finance Committee, as I have for 8 years before this. Today was my 9th opening session. Thank you for letting me be there. It's an honor, and I love the work. So we're glad to be there. I'll be ranking on finance. I'll be ranking on the Regulatory Affairs Committee, and I'll be also on the Approps Committee. So if it has anything to do with money, it's going to come through one of my committees. But I'll leave you with the most amusing thing of the day is I have found that we have this new committee, Regulatory Affairs and Government Reform. So they abbreviate everything, RAGR. But the chair said, no, I want to call it Regulatory Affairs and Government Efficiency. We're going to rage. And that's what the Democrats are going to do. We are going to rage and we are going to resist and we are going to make the world a better place with your help. And I want to mention that Patty and Stacy were both there. I don't think either one of them in the room. Yeah, so Patty's fighting City Hall in Somerton for her family, for her community, because they were doing a zoning change and she's there to represent the people. And Stacy was there, of course, too. You know, Stacy is our new House Democratic whip. So give them both a round of applause.
All right. Well, thank you. We're excited. We're going to be following along, of course. I have just a couple more things. This is your official announcement that we have 2 positions that will be opening up on the LD12 Executive Board. I know, you could say it. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. These 2 people they're irreplaceable. They have been amazing. They have guided me through so much over the last 2 years. They've been my sounding body. I mean, I've called them, we've texted in the middle of the nights, and I am sad. I'm sad that they're leaving us, but extremely excited that they are moving to LD13. LD13, Deb in the back, the chair of LD13. Hi, Deb. We've had many talks too. These 2 people, Joe Seeley and Jeff Tucker, are moving to LD13 after the state committee meeting. And they are going to do all the great things that they did here in LD12, they're going to take it to LD13. And we're going to help turn LD13 blue. And we're going to make their meetings just like this. And we're going to do everything we can for our sister district. And we're going to make Chandler is it's the one city that we struggle with. It's those ones, but together we're going to do it. We have the time, the dedication, and we are going to do it. I promise. So with that, we didn't put the slides up, but we'll be at, I'm sorry, let me think. At the February meeting, we will be electing a new treasurer, and we'll be electing a new at-large board member that can never replace Jeff and all of his bylaws knowledge and his rules and his policies and everything that he has kept us, transparency, the list, doing all this stuff for us to make us better cannot be replaced, but I am looking for someone to replace him. So with that, I do know that they would like to come up and say a few words, and we will try not to cry. But I will miss you guys so much, and I'm going to now have to go to LD13 meetings to see you. So thank you.
Melissa, how are we supposed to follow that introduction? Anyway, I just want to say thanks to everybody in the room and everybody that's been a part of this district since we were LD20 when Jeff and I first moved here in 2006. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm glad that I was a part of it. And boy, oh boy, I am totally speechless. Thank you. Thank you so much for your friendship, for all of your leadership, for all the wonderful things and all the wonderful times and all the great things that we've experienced together. We have turned this place blue. We are going to turn Chandler blue. We are going to turn the state blue. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, just all of the random questions that we have asked over the years. Thank you for being there to always answer them honestly. And I'm looking forward to the future. So we had an amazing 2 years. LD12 did a great job. I mean, we are going to be doing some graphs and numbers, but I just wanted to tell you, somebody called me last week to tell me our district had 91% of our Democrats turn out to vote in this last election. That alone is amazing. I mean, and so I will have a breakdown of all the other districts in Maricopa County and how they did. But I can tell you 91% is amazing. With that, we're going to go to some financials. Also, I believe when Joe did our end of year financials, we raised nearly $120,000 in a 2-year cycle.
Yeah, we raised just under $118,000 over a 2-year cycle, which is incredible. It's an incredible amount of money, and we spent just about every dime of it on our candidates and our volunteer support. So I want to thank each and every one of you who donated 2 cents to this district, and everybody who's donated more to that. It's I said it a minute ago, it's been an incredible journey, and we're going to continue, and we're going to bring the success to LD13, and we're going to make the East Valley a powerhouse.
Thank you. All right. So, financials in the month of, we're just going to do month of December. Remember, all of our financials are online. You can all go and look at them. They're very long, but they are interesting to look at. I look at financials all the time. In December, we had a beginning cash balance of $15,080.17. We had $3,390.68 for contributions. We spent $2,886.35, and we had an ending cash balance of $15,584. As you can see, though, even 12 days later, we still have $15,006.66. We got to change that. We can't have 666 out there. I'll make a donation now to change that. Anyways, we are still doing good, but this is the year where we are going to be banking a lot of money because, as you could see, we spent a lot of money in this last election between postage and envelopes and stamps and mailers, text messaging. We did it all. We left nothing on the table. So thank you to everybody who, like he says, makes a small donation, big donation, doesn't matter. You guys get us through and you got us to this point. So I want to say thank you again. We are going to be wrapping up the meeting, but I do not want to end the meeting without allowing you to, I'm going to open the floor for any 1-minute other business that you want to make an announcement for. I'm going to go first. So I'm going to open the floor to new business. Okay. Hi. You got to come up. Come on up if you want anything. So I'll start it off and I'll say, hi, everybody. My name is Melissa, and I'm running to be a vice chair with the Arizona Democratic Party. Like everybody, all the other candidates, you can see my bio online. I can text it to you, whatever, but I'm very excited to grow and help support the Arizona Democratic Party because I feel like everything that we do here we should spread the wealth and let everybody get to know how we've done it and learn from other districts as well. So I hope that I can earn your support on the state committee. And again, I'm Melissa, running for vice chair.
I just wanted to take a quick minute to thank Andy. He has been helping us with the technology side of these meetings. He does not live in our LD. He works on the hybrid committee with Melissa and Jeff, and he has been so extremely helpful to us. So please let's give him a round of applause.
I am Carol, and I have. Can you hear me?
I could just scream. I'm Carol, and I have a passionate call to action on the Equal Rights Amendment. We are at the point where all we need is for the archivist to actually publish it, for it to become the 28th Amendment to our Constitution. That's it. So please, please reach out to President Biden within the next 5 days by calling. You can call 202-456-111, or better yet, text him at 302-404-0880 and urge him to go ahead and do this. It would be a great legacy for our gender equality. Thank you.
And Carol and I wanted to do this together. I'm Paul Wyke, and one of the example texts that you could send is Trump blocked the Equal Rights Amendment to enable SCOTUS to overturn Roe and to wage war on war. It's past time for you to put the ERA in the Constitution. Publish the ERA now. Something simple like that. All Biden has to do is give the message to the National Archivist. It's in the US Code. It's very simple. And then the archivist does it. And that puts the ERA in a better position when the Republicans challenge it and try and challenge it in court and say that it shouldn't be part of the Constitution. It puts the court case in a better position. So that's why Carol and I want to urge everybody here to contact Biden and Harris in the next couple of days and get them to do it before the 21st. Thanks. Yeah. The phone number again. Oh, Carol's got it written down very clearly here. Text Biden at 302-404-0880. I'm sorry, I was a fast talker when I was on the radio. 302-404-0880. That's the text line. The switchboard at the White House, one more number, 202-456-1414. That number again, 202-456-1414. Nick.
Hi, Nick Collins. I just want to make an announcement for the state committee meeting that's happening this Saturday. So before that, we have council meetings. I belong to a council called Progressives Council, and we're having our meeting at 10 a.m. in room A204 for our state committee people. But anyone's invited. You could be just registered Democrat or a PC, anything you like. And we take on various progressive issues. The one thing we're starting to focus on this cycle is trying to keep out of moneyed interest in our Democratic primaries. And that's not, yeah, that's good. It's easier said than done, as there's a lot of work. So if you can join us, and also you could sign up to be on our council so you get on our contact list. Just talk to me after, and we'll put you on the list there. And Jeff and Joe, I can't imagine having this meeting without you guys, so gonna miss you.
Just FYI, that phone number that was given out, you can go on to Slack or in the newsletter, or I'm sure Susie will send out a recap with those phone numbers on it. Okay. Yeah. All right. You're taking my minute. Okay, I'm Karen Lathan, Constable. I'm on my second term. They're 4-year terms. I'm on my second term, and I get to run again. So I'm in the University Lakes Justice Precinct, which is the east part of Tempe. I have signature things back there. I also have, even if you're not in my area, you could donate, and I really use that funds. Early money is like yeast. So early money. Outside of that, I do want to give a plug real quick for Tyler Kissel, who is my JP. He's not here tonight, but you all know him, and please look for his petitions, as well as Bridget's. I don't know if you're going to talk or not, but Bridget's going to be running too, so look for hers in the future, and I'm done.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jennifer Germain. I'm your current Justice of the Peace for the San Marcos Justice District that covers all of the city of Chandler and unincorporated portions of Sun Lakes. I am running for re-election. My petitions are in the back. If you live in the city of Chandler or if you live in Sun Lakes, I'd love for you to sign my petitions. I am currently the vice chair of the State and Tribal Courts Forum, and we are working on a serious mental illness and involuntary commitment. And we're also working really, really diligently on missing and murdered Indigenous relatives. So I'd like to continue that work. I'd like to be reelected to this position. It is, as a policy wonk, it is one of my dreams come true to work in this position because I am eyeballs deep in policy all day long. About 75% of the court cases in Arizona come through our limited jurisdiction courts, and we have the joy to be able to elect our justices of the peace so that we have a choice in who is hearing those cases and putting forward fair justice. Thank you.
Judge Germain didn't tell you guys that the justice courts are trying to get her elected as our deputy presider of the 26 justice courts. So that's how we feel about her. Judge Kissel isn't here today because he had daddy duties. I just want to share with you guys, I'm at the Kyrene Justice Court. I'm Judge Sauls, working with Judge Germain and Judge Kissel. You guys, over at the Ocotillo Justice Center, it is the best place you can work because you have these like-minded people who are all about fairness and justice. I would not have made it these 6 years if I didn't have good people like them to work with. Then my constable who does the dirty work. So I want to thank you guys for electing me initially. I will hope that I'll get your vote as well. I'll have my petitions back in the back. I'll be at the Tempe Unity Walk. I'll be at the Chandler Diversity event as well. I'll be at the Ahwatukee Food, what do we call it, Farmers Market. Guys, I ran for Justice of the Peace because I do believe in fair justice. I don't just say it, I walk the walk. And I loved coming into court because I'm a unicorn. People come into court and they don't expect to see an African-American woman on the bench. So I get to be representative. I get to be that unicorn. I get to be mom. I get to be auntie. I get to be judge. I get to be that person that they didn't expect to be there, but they know that they're going to be treated fairly. So give me another opportunity to make sure everyone is continually treated fairly. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, I'll try to make this quick. Armani D. Jackson, I'm the president of the Young Democrats of Arizona. For the next few months, thank you. For the next few months, when you see me up here, I'm going to be saying the same thing. I just want to give you guys a warning. The Young Democrats of Arizona, we are working right now to host our first convention in I don't know how many years, which is huge for us to get Young Democrats all across the state in one room, in one space to convene, to talk about the issues that matter to us. With that, it takes money. You all talk about supporting young people. You all talk about having young people in the room. You all talk about engaging young people. What I need for you all to do is put your money where your mouth is. That's just me being honest. And so I encourage you all to do just that. Put your money where your mouth is. Go to ydaz.org. Even if you can donate $5, that $5 is 5 postcards that we can send out to 5 young people to get them engaged and to get them at our convention. With that, that's time. Donate to the YDAZ. Thank you.
All right. Is there any other business? Yep. So now we will do our Bada Bing raffle. Joe, you ready? He's ready. Oh, yeah, I guess you need. Oh, I will. He needs to be able to share screen.
I think I got the screen share. Anyway, all right. Thanks, everybody. And the Bada Bing baskets were put together by Judy Wade and Bill Baker. So I want to thank them for their monthly contributions to that effort. And let's start the raffle. We sold 314 Salad Supreme tickets. So let's go to the random.org thing, 314. And it's ticket number 70 today. 70 falls right there. So that was Linda Cordium. Congratulations, Linda. And basket number 2 was the For the Birds, and we sold 186. Let's clear this out. And it's ticket number 45. That falls in right there. Ellen Colangelo, congratulations. Thanks, everybody, for your generous contributions.
Okay. Well, we're running a little long, but we'd really appreciate it if you just push your chairs in, clean up anything off the table. So I'm going to go ahead and close the meeting. We do have to be out of the room by about 8:30, but please spend the time to socialize. Thank you very much.